What's up, Tommy? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pull the Pin Podcast. We're back again. A little bit of a tougher week last week, huh?
Yeah. I almost broke even.
Yeah, I wasn't terrible. I broke even, made a couple bucks, not as much as I was hoping to. But still, another week in the plus column, another week where the model pays.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of bets, lots of small bets that you hope add up to one big win.
Yeah.
I had a couple bucks on Bryson. I call it my bet on Bryson so he doesn't win strategy. Not a big Bryson guy.
No, we'll get into that though.
But it turned out to work out in my favor. So I guess I owe him a thank you.
Is Westwood playing this week? Sorry.
Is who?
Lee Westwood. I didn't say. Sorry.
Yes, Lee is playing this week. So let's recap the Arnold real quick. Lee Westwood, out of nowhere. I mean, he's been playing really well on the European Tour. He did great in Dubai. And last year won the race to Dubai.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say,
but has not done much on American soil here over the last couple of years. He's always kind of in the hunt, but hasn't won much. Played really well and had a good round.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it looked like some really tough conditions yesterday. I mean, you could see the water rustling a little bit. Definitely the wind picked up. A lot of guys moved backwards. So, I mean, I don't even know what DeChambeau shot yesterday. Was it even or one over maybe?
I think it was either even or one over.
Yeah, I mean, and he just pulled it out. So, I mean, definitely was tough. You know, that was tough. We saw some of our picks get hurt more than others, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Keegan Bradley moved back, shot 78.
Yeah. Corey Connors, who I had last week, really played well.
Yeah.
And then the last day, the putter kind of left him. He's notoriously not a great putter, but putted well through the first 3 days and then dropped off. Spieth, another guy,
just played solid golf, though. He didn't really get beat. I mean,
that's exactly right.
I can tell you exactly where DeChambeau won that tournament yesterday, and it was on the front nine, I believe, or maybe just after the turn. And that's when he made that 40-footer for par to keep that momentum of the round going.
Cool. A couple of comments quick. Weather is going to be in the 60s. Time to hit the links, baby. Heck yeah, Diver. Got a call to pick up the clubs coming up tomorrow. Woo! Coyle coming to Golf Etc. to get his stuff.
Heck yeah, man.
Spieth again in the hunt. You know, I mean, this is a weekly thing now. I don't think it's I don't think it's a fluke at this point. I think he's figured out where he's at. The putter is insane.
Yeah. Another hole
an
out.
Ace. Yeah.
I mean, it was a hole in one this time, but he's holed out a lot. And like to me, that's big because he's not like that strong an iron player. But all of a sudden, he's just dialing it in.
I think it's just crazy that he is in the hunt every week with how he's so average at most facets of the game. It just shows how important the short game is. It just shows if you can putt it and you can chip it around the green, you're going to be successful as long as you can.
Yeah, he missed a few down the stretch. Like, 3-putt on the par 5.
It's interesting. The last couple of Sundays, that putter's just kind of left him.
But we'll see what happens.
Oh, we got some smack talk. Diver says he'll crush Coyle. And then even with my high school clubs. Whoa, Diver, we got to fix those high school clubs.
Yeah, we got to get that fixed real quick.
All right, so takeaways from the Arnold. Let's get into the DeChambeau thing. I don't want to spend too much time on it. You know, we're a pick show. We're just looking back right now. I just don't care for his demeanor. I don't like the way he reacts. The drive on 6. If it would have gotten to the green and you want to throw your hands in the air, do it like you don't care, man. I don't.
Yeah,
that would have
been nuts. I think he could have too.
Sure. Well, they showed the number. He would have been home. But like to just be in the fairway and throw your hands up.
Like he went through the fairway too, and he had no shot at making eagles because he had 76 yards over a bunker to a tuck pin. So he really didn't even put himself at a spot to like.
Well, and then yesterday he's 88 yards in the bunker and hits a horrid shot.
Yeah.
But beside that, you wanted to talk about some numbers he's got going on right now.
I mean, I pulled it up on PGA.com. You know, a lot of people always attribute his success to his distance strictly. And I just don't think that's a fair assessment. You know, when he won the U.S. Open, he didn't just overpower that course. He played strategic golf. Going before, this is not including last week. I don't know how it affected these numbers. But, yes, he was number 1 in strokes gained off the tee. That's not a surprise. But he was I pull it up here. He was 77th in putting which isn't great, but it's still in the top half easily.
Yep.
Of the PGA Tour. And as you said, I think that number went up after this week.
Yeah.
He's 55th around the green, so he's getting up and down. He's 41st approach the green, which is really actually a very impressive stat because of how good he is off the tee, how long he is off the tee, his quality of shot going in. If you don't know about strokes gained, it basically the further out you are, the less close you have to get it to be a positive shot. So if he has wedges constantly in his hand, yes, it's an easier shot, but he has to put it really close to actually gain strokes. So for him to be in the top 40 in that stat where the odds are kind of against him on that, and then he's second overall tee to green, so that's huge. But, I mean, the guy, I said it earlier, he won that tournament by making a 40-foot par putt. Yep. Like, he didn't win that tournament by hitting a 400-yard drive. He made a ridiculous spawn for par that kept all the momentum. I mean, that could have just unraveled everything.
Very quickly,
Especially, I mean, he was pretty far away. He could have three-putt it, Yep. There was that stuff was out there. He made –
Heck, I mean, I watched Tommy Fleetwood three-putt yesterday from 15 feet.
Exactly.
I mean, the greens were not easy.
On 17, shadows definitely playing a factor towards the end of that tournament. He blows it 5 feet by, strong comeback putt on 17, blows it 6 feet by on 18, strong comeback putt to win. Like he won that tournament with his putter. He didn't win it by driving every par 4 or anything like that. And anyone that says differently is just wrong.
I once again, just the mannerisms, the demeanor, it just it's not friendly. It's and he doesn't care. That's fine. It just I'm never going to be a fan.
Yeah, but you know what? I can deal with it more. I can deal with it more when you're winning. When you're winning, what am I to tell you to do? You're just doing something wrong. You just won, so you're clearly doing something right. But if it gets you pumped up and it helps you play the kind of golf you have to, cool. I don't like it when he's finishing top 40 and still doing that stuff. That kind of pisses me off. But
so, do you like him this week?
I don't think so. I'm never a big fan of the back-to-back winner. I mean, that's me personally. I think since Tiger, we haven't had a guy that just made runs like that.
This course is far too technical for him to be even remotely off at all with his drive. This is a course with more water on it than the damn ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. There is the picks that we're gonna make here. I mean, obviously there's those chalk picks, but you can just look back through the winners and the guys who've been in the top 5. There's always random guys. Like Jim Furyk was second here in 2019 to Rory. And I mean, there's a guy who was almost 50 in 19 that plays second in this tournament because it is just a quirky little course.
Yeah, and he's also notorious for never – he's 100% go all the time.
Right.
And he's gotten burned time and time. He's been out of tournament. He as many tournaments
You're talking about DeChambeau.
As many tournaments as he's won bombing the ball, he's played himself out of plenty too.
Right.
So,
all right, let's throw our plugs out there real quick before we get into the players.
Yeah.
First, Golf Etc. Always our host. What a gracious host. Helped my game a ton this year to have the simulator to come in and play. $60 an hour. Get yourselves in here. Get fit. Get in. Play before it gets nice out. Check them out on Instagram.
Get them in now. I mean, lead times are still 4 to 6 weeks in some cases, sometimes faster. But, if you want to get your clubs before halfway through the season, now's the time.
Yep. Instagram for the store @golf_etc_lank. Twitter for the podcast @PTP2021. Still rocking my Whoop. I'm paying for it now, baby. They got me. They hooked me, man. I'm obsessed. I'm down 15 pounds. I'm just loving it. I'm gaining a ton of muscle.
You've got my attention with it now.
Yeah, I actually lost 7 pounds last week alone. I was down 7. I'm like, man, I'm stuck at 7. And then boom, I changed one thing to try and change some of my ratings on here. Mainly my sleep study. I don't want to go too into it, but they talk about sleep consistency. I went to bed and woke up at the same time every day and lost more weight every day because of my sleep consistency. It was kind of crazy. It's the only thing I changed. Birdie wrap. Get it, man. It's for your hands. We have it here at the store.
Just got it in.
Come into Golf Etc. Get yourself some birdie wrap.
Yeah, we got 12 packs of it. I haven't taken a look at it. We haven't put it out yet. I don't have a price on it yet, but should be relatively inexpensive to get themselves some of the best athletic tape in the game.
And last but not least, the painted lines. Check them out. Everything that has to do with Philly sports. Another betting podcast is on. I think it's called The Tough Cover. It's with Mark Henry Jr. He's doing a great job. I checked it out. Check him out for your betting on other sports. Check us out for golf. All Philly sports. They even have an entertainment section where they talk about Marvel. They've had a WandaVision podcast. Check them out. They're awesome. And they host us on their YouTube channel, so that makes them even better.
Sure.
All right. So the players. Great tournament. Cool course. Whenever I play simulator golf on the little simulator I have at home, they've got TPC.
Yeah.
You want the island green. You know about 17. You know about the putt that Tiger makes better than most.
Yeah.
You know, and
last time we saw Ricky do something spectacular.
Last time Ricky Fowler was actually relevant was, in 2015
that's
when he won this thing.
That's a big exaggeration. But yeah, it feels like it.
But, the field is an A+. It's 48 out of the top 50. Brooks Koepka had to withdraw, but 48 out of the top 50. Par 72, 7,200 yards. It'll play to different yardages each day because of pin and tee placement. But just a classic tournament. This course, though, is quirky. So it is a course that betting on is not the easiest thing in the world to do because, like I said previously in the podcast, there is more water on this course than there is in the ocean. Mm-hmm. Like you can do what Rory did the other day on hole 6, yesterday on hole 6, put 2 in the water, and all of a sudden you're done. You're out. Like your weekend is most likely over unless you go extremely low.
Yeah.
So you need to pick a lot of guys. You need to follow the model that we're working here. It's a lot of bets, low dollar value. You're picking guys for top 5s. You throw some on some winners, and you will succeed in this model. If you're betting $170 or $180 a week, okay, maybe you change up your strategy a little bit. But if you want to put $50 in and make 50 bets,
yeah.
If you follow some of this protocol, you're gonna make a good bit of money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I messed up, didn't get some bets last week, and the previous week. I waited too long. Ty made money, I didn't. I mean, you can't argue with his results. He's been going really well.
Corey Connors, baby.
Corey Connors was a great call.
I just wish he could have putted a little bit on Sunday.
Yeah.
I did put money on Rory this week. I need him to play 4 rounds of golf.
Yeah.
The first, he plays 3 extraordinary rounds.
3 to 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3, and then in the 4th round, it's like just something happens here. So hopefully that changes in the coming, because I like Rory. I think Rory's a cool player. Some top 20 names that I'm going to throw out there right away. And so I need to define my top 20 stuff. So my top 20 stuff doesn't mean bet on them to finish in the top 20. I make no top 20 bets. None. I make top 10, top 5, and winner bets. Those are the bets I make. My top 20 guys that I talk about on here are names to think about, names to put a couple bucks on as chances to be in those spots. Okay,
I throw a couple top 20 bets in just for.
It's not worth it financially, in my opinion. Because of the size bet I'm making. I never bet more than $5 on a guy.
Same.
So if I'm not going to bet more than $5, the plus 120 I don't need a $7 win. But that's just
for me though. Those are some of the ones that when other ones have missed,
keep you alive.
It just keeps it just brings a little bit back in.
Well, just stop missing.
I mean, I'm gonna hit one of these days, man.
Sound
like a true gambler there.
I know we talked beforehand. You've already crossed this guy off your list. Adeki Matsuyama has played really well here in the past. He led after the first round last year before they shut it down. 5 top 25s and a pair of top 10s at Sawgrass in the last 25 rounds he's been there. He plays the course well. Yeah. He's a good tee to green guy. The putter is exactly, and ball striking is what this course is really, really big for. So I like him as a guy to throw some money on. Adam Scott, who's
just too one-dimensional for me. If the irons go away, he's just done. He's Matsuyama. Like if he starts, he occasionally gets the chunks. And all of a sudden, It's just because he plays blades, Strixon blades straight through.
Right.
And he plays 3 iron, 2 iron straight through.
Yeah.
And when those long irons go, it's just he's just done. It's just how it is for me. I don't like it.
But I do like him for maybe a top 10 or a top 5 this week. You can throw some money on even $1 or $2 for a win. You'll get some value out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Adam Scott has been super consistent all year. 6 top 20s in his last 8 appearances. 4 straight top 12s, 1 at 0-4. Another guy that has some success on this course. Another guy you're going to get some value for. It's not great value, but it's decent value. I love Sergio Garcia, 2008 champ, 2nd in 2007, lost in a playoff in 2015, 3rd in 2014, 4th in 2002, 3 top 12s in his last 6 events in general. Sergio's playing good golf right now, and it'd be a lot of fun to see Sergio compete this
And
week.
just going back to some of the other like stats that translate over the last couple of weeks, like you saw how well he putts on Bermuda grass. And,
Yep.
I mean,
And we got stats that translate coming up
yeah,
later
we
in the
do
show.
again. But I'm just saying, going back, like they still apply though.
Absolutely.
This week.
Yep. We're still
You
in
know,
the Florida swing, so
and
all those Bermuda grass stats that translate are still here.
And he
Go back and
he's
rewatch.
he's been consistently placing high. It's one of those bets that like I texted you Thursday when 2 weeks in a row. I was like, you motherfucker, like you pulled that out of your ass and you made money off it, and I didn't. Yeah, I love that. Some top 20 guys for me. One that scares me is Keegan Bradley, but I
got him right
but
there. He's my next guy to talk about.
He's
kind of
he's been playing well. He's had some poor Sundays. Again,
he's the poor man's Rory right now. He plays 3 good rounds, and then on Sunday has
yesterday was a tough day for everyone, though. He got it a little bit worse than everyone else. I mean, everyone was moving backwards, so I'm not too worried about it. I have Bryson as a top 20. It's probably not even worth the bet if you're going to do that low.
Yeah.
But to me, it's someone to think about, but not necessarily for a winner. Victor Hovland is a guy for top 20 just because he's been playing well, but he struggled last week, after making the cut.
Yep.
So Dustin Johnson to me is a top 20 guy. I don't consider him a guy to win, honestly, just because he hasn't played. I just don't think he's in form.
I think I have him this week as a week to kind of start knocking off some of the rust. So I thought at the Genesis he looked like a guy that hadn't been playing and played well. And I think that he's a guy that I like a little higher than that. Another guy that I like as a top 20 name that has some value to it, Gary Woodland plays well at TPC, and he's on the stats that translate this week. He's a major winner. At some point, the game's going to round back into form. He's worth a $couple bet just to make some money off of.
I still love myself some Robert McIntyre. Always hasn't panned out yet. I'm telling you, he's a really good golfer.
Hey man, I like watching him play. Plus, he's left-handed. So
I have a few other ones. Like I have like Colin Morikawa. I don't really consider him a contender this week, but
really,
yeah. And,
really?
Yeah, and Justin Thomas.
You're going to have to explain why Colin Morikawa is not. And on a course where ball striking is so important, one of the best ball strikers in the game.
For me, it's like he just won. It's just like that's my biggest thing. That's really like maybe that's irrational, but like to me, it's just like
I got you.
And it's so hard to win. Like once a guy wins, to me, like from a betting standpoint, it's like okay, he did it. Like I gotta back off him for a little bit. I think he could be a top 10, top 5. I just don't have him as a winner.
Well, yeah, when you said top 20, that's kind of where I'm like, I see him. I don't have him.
Maybe I'm undervaluing him there, but
well, I think it's an undervalue because of what his odds are going to be this week.
Yeah.
Like what his odds are going to be, if you're not betting on him to be in top 5 or top 10, it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's like I think he's someone to think about, but to me, he's not like one of the guys I'm like I'm going dumping money on him. Like I don't.
Right.
But Matthew Naismith and Kevin Kisner or some of the other guys I have. Like
it's interesting. Is Kisner on that list?
Yeah.
Where is he? Weird.
Why did he pull out?
No, I was looking for him on the list when I was looking through. Kisner's definitely a guy that I was going to have in the top 10, but when I was looking at my field sheet, I couldn't find him anywhere. What's up, Dan?
What up? We just got our Tour AD shafts in for Titleist fitting. So if you're looking for a super premium Titleist driver,
somewhat close.
We can.
Blurry gets.
Tour AD's in. So if you're looking for a premium Titleist driver, we can do that for you here now. Definitely going to cost you a pretty penny, but if you're in the market for it, we got it. So
all right, so some guys I like top 10, top 5. Mm-hmm. If you don't bet money on Webb Simpson every week to be in the top 10 or top 5,
that's very true. I did have it circled, but you
are just wasting your money.
You're giving it away. Yeah.
He won this in 18 and has been dialed in all season. Top 10 4 of his last 9, top 27 of his last 9. I mean, the guy just comes and plays consistent golf every week. He is worth a top 10, top 5, and even a bet to win. Why not, right? He plays really well. He's a premier putter. He's a premier ball striker. He's just a guy you should have money on. Scotty Scheffler, we talked about this beforehand. I know it's one of the guys you have circled. I had him written in.
Yeah.
He's just been super consistent all year. There is nothing about this course that makes me say it's for Scotty Scheffler. Nothing at all, other than the fact that his game has been strong enough that I don't think it matters where he plays right now.
I was going to say, I don't think that I think his game travels
Yep,
anywhere.
exactly. Yep.
He's just solid through and through. There's not like he's not like a Bryson where it's like, oh, he's gonna outpower it, or like,
Right.
or he's a Kevin Na. It's short enough so he can just put the lights out. Like, you know, his game travels. It's not a problem.
So
yeah.
I got Daniel Berger written down here, another guy that I like top 10, top 5.
Yeah.
Look for him to continue playing well. It's all I wrote down next to his name because he just plays well with those old ass tailor-made irons that he.
Yep. I mean, speaking of robots with Simpson.
Yeah.
Cantley. I mean, you gotta.
Well, I have him down here a little bit further. I haven't gotten to him yet.
Yeah.
I got him in that top 5 bracket.
Yeah.
The last guy I have in that top 10 bracket is kind of a stretch. Somebody that the value is fantastic if you're really looking for it. But Taylor Gooch, he's on the stats that translate page that we'll bring up. He played really well early in the year. He was 2 top 5s in his first 3 tournaments. Kind of hit a little bit of a slump, but I see him possibly making a little bit of a comeback here on this course. It seems to fit him. He's played okay here in the past. It's just a guy that maybe you take a flyer on.
I got 3 interesting top 10s to throw at you. Okay. One of them is not super interesting, but would be him moving up a little bit as Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Sure.
Trending. Definitely been playing well.
You've been picking him a lot, even though you dislike him.
And he's been making me money. He's one of the picks that's been hitting.
Yep.
Ryan Palmer.
I love Ryan Palmer
this week, top 10.
Yep.
And I think we ride that Lee Westwood train and get him a top 10 this week.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Jumping into the top 5s. He has struggled at this tournament in the past, but Tommy and I both love the Tennessee top hat. We like Cam
Tennessee
Smith.
Top hat.
We like Cam Smith going into this week.
Yeah.
I literally wrote down on my note sheet 7 of his last 8 rounds have been insane. He has played out of his mind 7 of his last 8 rounds. And
it really, his 8th round was just 1 hole.
And he just has to win soon. Like, he's too good a golfer not to win, and he's always in the hunt. Because if he doesn't win soon, we're going to start talking about whether or not he has a little bit of an issue once it's coming down the stretch. So, Cam Smith, a guy I'm going to put some money on.
I have him circled as winner, period.
So, another guy that I absolutely love for the 2nd straight week, and he didn't kill me last week. He just kind of struggled a little bit late on Saturday and never really got going on Sunday. Jason Kokrak is a guy that you can put some money on this week and have some confidence in. I love it. I think he's on both of the stats. He's on both of the stats that translate. I think JT kind of gets back on track this week. He's been playing decent the last couple of weeks. I think this is a course that, as long as he's getting off the tee, he has a real opportunity to compete here. Mm-hmm. Rory won it in 2019. He's just got to play 4 rounds. Plays 4 rounds of golf. I think that he has a chance to win this.
I won't touch him. He keeps burning me. I won't put any money on Rory McIlroy.
Well, and honestly, it's if you're trying to make money betting, putting money on him isn't going to make any money.
Somebody that hasn't really finished high, but is trending. He looks a lot like himself. He looks healthy. Probably has pretty good odds. Jason Day.
Yeah, I have Jason Day written down. I have a list of guys that I'm just going to rattle names off that I like a lot this week. I'm still, getting through the guys that I came up with first. I think DJ, I know you said, you don't like him this week a whole lot. I just like DJ any time that he's played 2 times in the last 3 weeks, and that's where we're at here. He played at the Genesis, and I think that he's going to play well. You brought up Cantley. I love Cantley. Robot. The guy has no
top
feelings.
10. Just
got top 10 done.
Just read it. You better put $100 on my top 10.
Obviously, as we're running through these names, if you want to throw money on Xander Schauffele or John Rahm, go ahead. If it's Xander Schauffele, make it for 2nd place. If it's John Rahm, maybe
for top 5.
Maybe for a top 5. But then just a list of names that I like. Louis Ustayson, who did withdraw last week, he is still in the field this week. No word on whether or not he'll be dropping out yet. Love Louis. It's a big payday. That's what Louis shows up for. Louis likes the money.
Cash money.
I love
business.
him. I love him to be a top 5 guy this week. Getting that split tooth top 5.
If Louis was a rapper, he'd be on Cash Money Records.
Yeah. You already brought his name up, Jason Day. He looks healthy. The beard's got to go, but he looks healthy.
He looks slim though.
He does. He looks like he's lost some weight.
Yeah. He looks like just just keep him in mind for the Masters. I think I said that last week too.
You did.
Yeah, keep him. Like I just like he's on my radar. I'm just like.
Yep.
He's starting that trend. Like, does he necessarily think he's going to win this week? No, but I think he's going to keep going up. And I think by the time we get to April, May, he could be starting pulling out some W's again. Now he hasn't won in like 3 years, so there's that. But
another guy that I think continues to play well. He has been playing well. Is Chris Kirk. I like Chris Kirk. My boy, who is gonna make me money one of these weeks, is Carlos Ortiz.
I got me money on top 20s.
Yeah, top 10s and top 20s. This is a course that I think fits Max Homa well. It's not overly long. You've got to be able to get off the tee pretty accurately. Same story for Corey Connors again this week. Maybe he comes back and plays well again. I have Dan DeChambeau on this list. I don't think he does well here. Your winning factor is a big thing. I also don't think that it fits a guy who is trying to absolutely crush the golf ball on a course like this.
You're saying Corey Connors?
No, DeChambeau.
Oh, DeChambeau. Yeah, I don't think so.
A name, and then these two names I love this week. Cameron Trangali, who has played exceptionally well on this course.
He played all right this year as a whole.
He has played well this year as a whole.
Follows me on Twitter.
Nice. Abraham Answer, another guy, is extremely accurate off the tee.
So many times.
See, I haven't bet on him very much, so I'm not feeling the burn. Keith Mitchell, a guy that shows up. Jordan Spieth, and a guy that you didn't like. I'm now into my picks of guys that I really like for the week. I like Morikawa this week. He's straight off the tee. He's a great iron player.
Yeah, you might have flipped me on that one because he did put like when he won. We were saying a lot of the same things. It's just like good iron player. And, yeah.
And then 4 names, one of which you're getting no value for, but 4 names that you need to bet this week: Russell Henley, Kevin Na, Victor Hovland, and Joaquin Niemann.
We even talk about Joaquin. It's the year of Joaquin Niemann. You watch out.
Well, it's got to start this week if it's going to be the year of Joaquin Niemann.
He already has 1 win. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, I mean, those are the guys that I really like going in.
I'm a so obnoxious amount of people circled right now.
So you're going to be betting a lot of money this week, Tom? Is that what I'm hearing? I think we need to pop
It's essentially a major week, yeah.
You wanna throw a couple names up, and then I'll throw up the stats to translate.
Are we talking about winners here?
Yeah.
All right. Scotty Scheffler. Already talked about it. Cameron Smith. Jason Day. I'm going to take one out here that we haven't talked about yet, and it's it's really a disservice to him for how well he's played this year. It's Paul motherfucking Casey.
Paul Casey has played really well this year. I am not in the Paul Casey fan club, as we all know. I don't know why,
but
it's nothing personal, obviously.
To me, he's a top 5, and no reason he can't go out and win this week. And his game should translate pretty well to this course as well.
I agree. I think Paul Casey is a great pick this week. Once again, just one of those situations is to play in 4 days of golf.
To me, there's more guys this week that I feel like would normally be picks for me that win that I just don't feel good about. So we didn't talk about Billy Horschel at all.
I had him written down. I went right over him for whatever reason.
I'm as top 10.
I like him as a top 10 guy. He did not play well last week.
We didn't talk about Tony Finau either.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I think there's a reason we haven't talked about him.
I don't like him. I don't like him at TPC. He bombs the ball. Don't get me wrong, but it's just such a quirky course. And maybe I'm wrong here. I hope I am, because I like Tony Finau. I hope next week when we do this, Tommy can look at me and go, "How about that Tony Finau?" Because I know I'm going to end up throwing a bet on him just because I like the guy. But I don't see him being a guy that I want to give my advice to bet.
I have one other guy to throw out there as a winner, and I don't usually throw that many guys out.
All right,
Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah.
Another guy whose game should translate really well.
I was so unenthusiastic about him last week. Just watching him play on Sunday because he was paired up with Spieth and getting to see him. He doesn't putt it as well as I thought he did. And maybe he just had a bad day putting. But, he plays in the European Tour a lot, so we don't see him all the time. I just expected him to putt better than he did yesterday. Yeah. All right, let's jump into stats to translate. I'm going to full screen it.
This is, guys, since Ty's been doing this, it's been our 3rd week now, 4th week?
Yeah, 3rd week of stats to translate.
They have all panned out. almost every person we've talked about on these things have panned out. So if you take nothing else away from this podcast, it should be this screen right here.
Yeah, screenshot it, shoot it up, throw some comments, hit us on Twitter.
This is definitely where Ty has been making his money. I mean, you went off the first week you did it. You went a little deeper. Yeah. Last week you at least broke even, and the guys you had on there did do well until they got hit with a really tough day on Sunday.
Yep.
And everyone did, so that's what it is. But they were there for 3 days. So if you're looking to make money, this is the screen you really need to pay attention to right now.
So the stats we have today are approach leaders in this field over their last 24 rounds, according to research and stats from Fantasy National. So strokes games, approach leaders. Adeki Matsuyama is up there first. We've got Chris Dibler, show me the money. Trying to, Dibes, trying, buddy. Matsuyama's first on that list. Justin Thomas second. My pick this week, Jason Kokrak is third. Sergio Garcia fourth. Keegan Bradley, Taylor Gooch was one of the main reasons that I actually put him even on my list at all. Gary Woodland falls in there. Webb Simpson, Dustin Johnson, Paul Casey. And then a couple of guys I have down there that would come in next would be Cameron Smith, Henrik Stenson, Xander Schauffele, Rory, Sanjay Im, who we didn't talk about today at all, and Patrick Cantley.
I don't like it.
And then the other one I have on there is strokes gained ball striking. Rory, top of the list. Adeki, second. So Adeki in the top two on both of these lists.
I still won't bet.
Kokrak coming in at third again on this list as well. Justin Thomas, Gary Woodland, Dustin Johnson, Keegan Bradley, Patrick Cantley, Keith Mitchell, and Sergio Garcia. I mean, all 20 of those names, I mean, there's a couple repeats, but all of those names are guys that I like to compete this week.
As much as I hate Hideki, I think if you see anybody on there that's on both, I know it's the same stat, but if you see it on both, you need to throw money on.
Need to think about them. I have a bonus stat today, and I didn't put it on the spreadsheet, so it's a bonus stat for those who are watching and actually listening. It is – I don't like that view. That's no fun. There we go. The bonus stat is bogey avoidance, tee to green, which is an interesting stat, especially a place with a ton of water. And the leaders in this are Rory, Matsuyama again, JT, Kokrak, and Dustin Johnson. One of the reasons that
shows up 3 times in a row.
Well, hey, man, he's my pick to win this week, so I like him a lot. It's also one of the reasons I like JT and Dustin Johnson this week. They both fall – well, DJ falls on 2 of these lists, Justin Thomas on all 3. Actually, I'm sorry, Dustin falls on all 3 too. And then Matsuyama, who I liked as well.
Matsuyama and Keegan show up a lot, and they both scare me a little bit still.
Yeah.
But that is what it is.
Right. I'm with you. So
I love me some Keegan Bradley.
Coming up on Wednesday night, take a look on Twitter on Wednesday. Hit us up on Twitter at PTP2021. On Wednesday night, I will be throwing my official bets up on Twitter. What I am officially putting into my DraftKings app will go up on Twitter. So if you want to put the bets in that I'm putting in that have made me over $1,600 over the last 4 weeks, that is what I will be doing on Wednesday night before the end of the evening. So if you want to bet like I'm betting, that's what you need to check out.
Up. If you want to be down 100 over the last 4 weeks like me, you can bet like me.
All right, Tommy. Anything to finish up with here today?
I feel pretty good about my picks this week. I want a head-to-head challenge with you this week.
You want a head-to-head challenge?
We're going to have a set amount that we're going to bet.
Okay.
It's 150, 200, whatever it is. We're going to do this week. And whoever profits more wins.
I love it.
I don't know what we're betting
on. We're both betting DraftKings?
DraftKings, okay. So it's the same.
So same odds, same everything. All right. I'm going to say –
I'll even go above 200. I think it's a good week to throw
winner pays for our next round of golf.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
We got to shake on that stuff.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Also tomorrow or Wednesday this week, 1/3 of the PTP guys, myself, will be playing in a 1 versus 3 golf match. We'll have the cameras out. We'll put a little video out about that up on the Painted Lines. It'll be myself against CJ and Ted, who both got lessons on the Painted Lines page. We did lessons for them, and then another friend, Braden. So those three will play better ball against me at Crossgates Golf Club on Wednesday, and we'll have the video camera out. We'll be watching.
I'm headed down to
some
Delaware
insanity
this weekend to play some Baywood greens.
Oh, so jealous.
Yep. So maybe I'll get you some footage for that. See what happens. So
Love it.
we'll see
Love
what
it.
happens.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Keep betting, guys. Keep checking us out at PTP 2021 at Golf Etc. Lank. And get a whoop, man. They're awesome. I'm telling you. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great week.
Tennessee Top Hat. Take
Tennessee Top Hat, Cameron Smith, Jason Kokrak.
it. Okay, get it.